Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that is very much requested. I've been putting it off for a long time because I thought that people wouldn't want to see it. If you subscribe to my channel because of my getting a kitten vlog, I've gotten so many comments and literally direct messages being like, where is your cat update? Why haven't you updated us? I'm sorry if you thought my cat was like dead. It's very much alive. Here he is. I'll get onto his name in a few minutes because I know everybody was really eager to know that in the last video, but he is so big. He's huge. He's an orange Siamese tabby mix. He's a boy. He's a little bit crazy and kind of like a dog and a little bit mad at me because he was trying to sleep right now, but I really wanted to show him. So here he is. He's a cutie. I love him. First, I'm gonna just start off by recapping some of the stuff from the last video. I do want to address some things. One being, I did say I was gonna go buy my cat, and in a lot of the comments, they were like, how dare you have a cat so young? Like, you're supposed to have it at 8 weeks, you're supposed to have it at 12 weeks. Why would you take it away from its mother? I don't think like half the viewers watched the video, because if you watched the video, you would have noticed that at the end, I did explain that whole thing, which, my mistake, I should have put that in the first few clips. Originally, I did want to adopt a kitten. That was my whole idea going into it. So I did look up a bunch of shelters and like where I could get them, and there was this one girl online saying that she was selling her cat. Her friend's cat had babies and the mother died giving birth, so all these little kittens were orphans and didn't have anywhere to go, didn't have a family. So this girl took one of the kittens and she was gonna raise it, whatever, take care of it, and her parents were like, you cannot take care of this cat, you need to find a way to like get rid of it or like give it to someone. So I ended up getting it from her. Either way, this cat would have gone to an adoption center anyways. Also, when I did get him, he was like 4 or 5 weeks, and you are supposed to get them after 8 weeks. I did take it to the vet right away, and she was like, don't worry about it, just like if you're watching videos on how to take care of them week by week, it should be fine. He got all his shots. They did like a assessment of him and he was healthy, so there was no problem with that. But I highly suggest, if you're gonna get a cat, definitely wait till after 8 weeks. They are a pain in the bum to try to raise. Just putting that out there. So on to the name. Everyone was so like, he's giving my hand a hug and biting my hand, but it's fine. Based on the comments, there was like probably 300 saying that I should name him Cheeto. As much as I love that name, and that's a really cute name, I didn't go with that one. There was also comments to name him Simba or Gingerbread. And although there was so many good comments, and I'm so happy that people actually commented because I didn't think people were going to, none of those names stick. The options that we had were Charlie, Joey, and Kobe. And then, you know, drum roll please. His name is Mishu. Mishu. Kind of weird. Let me tell you the backstory. See, my mom would always come home from work and just say random names to my cat and just be like, Mishu. And I don't know what that means. She didn't know what that means. It just kind of stuck, and my cat would start responding to that name. So whenever we said Mishu, he would come running at us. Mishu. Either one, that's his name. If he is somewhere in the house and I go, Mishu, he will come running at me. So now moving on to things that I wish I knew before getting a cat. Obviously kind of a given, but I'm just gonna say it because I didn't really take it that much into consideration before getting one. That is that they are a lot of work. Maybe if you adopt a cat that's older, they might be more chill by then. They already know how to use litter box, they already know how to like go around. But if you're gonna get one at 8 weeks or even sooner, which like I said, probably shouldn't, but I did that with him and he was like 4 or 5 weeks. For at least until 12 weeks, they are so much effort to take care of. I had to wake up at like 7 a.m. every day to feed him every 6 hours. I stayed up till 12 to feed him. Every time he would eat, he would get food all over him. I'd have to give him baths sometimes, teaching him how to use the litter box, teaching him like where to go in my room, putting like walls and barricading anything that he could possibly go under or like get lost in. And vets are so expensive. Like every time I went to the vet, it was at least like $100, which isn't a lot for like some people, but I had to pay for all those vet trips because it was my cat. And as someone working with a minimum wage job, and I don't even work that much, paying for all these vet appointments was just not what I wanted to spend my money on. Not that I'm complaining, because I love my cat. Also, I couldn't leave him alone in the day more than a few hours, and my parents would take care of it because my dad works from home while I would be at school. The next thing I wanted to mention was to have the stuff ready before you got the cat. I didn't have the carrier for like the first 2 weeks that I had the cat, and that would have been a lot more helpful because I would have let him sleep in there and also take him to the vet in that. Like I literally carried him in my hands the first time I went to the vet just because I didn't have it. Just getting all that stuff first, getting the food and anything else that you need, the litter and the litter box, all that. Also, on the note of litter box training, it was actually so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Like I had him at 4 weeks and he already knew how to use the litter box. I think I like researched it and it said that cats just have like a natural instinct to want to bury their doings. If there's sand or something, they'll naturally be inclined to want to just dig it up and then do that in there. Also, you can search up online like videos on like how to train them. I saw a bunch that said you should get toilet paper or some kind of tissue paper and rub their bums and like their front, and that would stimulate that area to make them want to go to the bathroom, and that's what their mom would do. I just made sure to put it in an area that he could easily go to, you know, scratch the sand myself, kind of showing him what to do, and just took him there multiple times a day. So if he didn't even have to go, I'd be like, come on, let's try to go. Now onto food. I tried giving him milk, but it didn't work for me. The first time I gave it to him, he had diarrhea right there on the spot. I went to the vet and I told her about that, and she said it was fine. That's just like some cats don't react well to it. And my cat also wouldn't drink a lot of water, but she said that as long as I was feeding him wet food that already had water in it, so he had a lot of nutrients and like water from that, so that was fine. And then after a few months or a few, I don't know how many, started, I think it's called like weaning, I'm not sure if that's the name, like start putting hard food in his soft food and then he eats it from there. Another thing was, it was so hard getting him to eat. Like I think in the cat video that I've already posted, you can see him like diving his whole body into his little bowl of food, and I'd have to like bathe him sometimes. He ended up looking like a little rat like this. And also all this stuff about how much to feed, when to feed, I just looked up online. How often to feed a cat at 4 weeks, how often to feed a cat at 5 weeks. The next two things about training your cat where to be. At first we introduced him to like one room at a time. We started off with like my room. I let him kind of roam around, but I was watching him while doing it. Same thing with the living room. We did put like pillows under the couches and like kind of barricaded things so he wouldn't go under. And slowly we showed him the kitchen. He did go under the fridge one time. We learned to put a towel under the fridge so that wouldn't happen again. He was fine, but that was scary. Little by little, we just showed him every room, and now he's just running all through this house thinking it's his own. Also, regarding sleeping on my bed, after probably a few months of him sleeping in the carrier, I introduced him to my bed. I really wanted him to cuddle with me, though my cat does not like to cuddle, so that didn't really work out too well. He does just sleep on my bed now or anywhere in my room. He does have this bed that he could easily come and sleep in, but he chooses not to. Oh, another thing I wish I didn't do was, this is probably a given, but because we've had a dog my whole life, we're just so used to like playing with our hands and stuff. So then we started doing that with my cat, and he's always trying to bite us. I think I've got like scratches or bite marks or something on my hand, but it's never trying to be mean. He doesn't even like stick his claws out. They're always in. He still is really young. He's like 7 months old right now. If you want your cat not to do that, maybe don't play with your hands, play with toys, unless you want a psycho cat like mine. That's pretty much the key points I wanted to mention. Basically, the moral of this video is adopt a cat if you can. There's so many that don't have a home. 2, they're a lot of work, so just be prepared. Let me tell you, cleaning the litter box is I think my least favorite thing to do ever. It smells horrible. 3, the vet visits are really expensive, so. But lastly, it is so worth it. I'm obsessed with him. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I send like 25 videos of my cats a day. They probably all hate me, but I am obsessed with my cat. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment down below if you have any cats or other pets. I'd really be interested in knowing. Say goodbye.